of ours for the last few years. In 2020, we started to talk about, we looked at the tournaments and saw the differences in the payouts between men's and women's events, and that's when we put rules in place to standardize the payouts so that if you paid out this much in men's, you have to pay out this much in women's. We were actually a little over aggressive at first, hoping that it would spur more women participation, and it didn't get to the levels that we wanted it to. So we had to back it off a little bit, but it's still a lot further than we were before we started this initiative in 2020. And last year in 2024, we had almost 5,700 entries for women in WDF tournaments, which was up 32% from 2022, and it was up 19.6% from 2023. And in that same period, from between 2023 and 2024, men's entries went up 17.9%, whereas the women's went up 19%, and the overall was 18% that we increased in the 1 year. So, we definitely see the growth, and we're trying to feed into the growth. I'm sure you're all, familiar with, that our world championships, we increased the youth. We doubled the amount of youth players. So for the girls, 2 years ago, it was only two girls. Now it's four. And we increased the money. And we actually introduced the girls' world championship. Before that, it was just the youth world championship. And in the women's, we're still the first prize at Lakeside is still the highest prize in women's darts anywhere. The 25,000 pound first prize for women's is actually the same amount that the PDC pays out for the entire women's world match play. So, and we're very proud of that. We're very proud to have Bo Greaves still playing in the WDF system when she could have gone to the PDC last year, and winning that prize. So, we love to encourage all participation, whether it's under our umbrella or not. We firmly believe in letting everyone play. We're the only organization that really doesn't, outside of the 128 people that have tour cards, anybody can pretty much play in WDF events. And like I said, this is our fastest growing segment, and we like to think we've helped it to grow. And whatever we can do to help it grow more, we would love to hear about it.
Great to hear that. Thank you so much. The idea here is to have these talks and have the project, and then at the end to have to summarize everything what we learn from the players and from all the activities, and to learn from those summaries and to improve what we can. So hopefully this is going to be even better. Thank you, buddy, and thanks for your support. And now I just would like to have a very quick introduction of all of the participants, just for everyone's sake. We have from Austria, we have Agnes here. She is, just correct me if I'm wrong, but she is a psychology coach, and she's trying to help women dart or female dart players. And maybe you can just say a quick hi.
Hi, yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have Nora here. She is playing darts since 1997. She has several titles like world champion, European champion, national champion, lots of countless number of titles. She has 3 kids, and she's one of our greatest players. Say hi to everyone. Hi. We also have Tamara here. She's again, she's somebody who has lots of numberless of titles like European Championship, National Championship. She's playing since 2017, and she had lots of titles in youth as well. So just please say hi to everyone.
Hi, guys.
We also have Ingeborg here. She is a coach. She is from Iceland. She is a coach. she is also a team manager. She's, if I'm not mistaken, she is a player as well, and she is also dealing with the Digidarts Federation. But if you want to correct me, just please do so.
Oh, it's perfect. Hi.
Hello. We have Nadia as well, next to Ingeborg. She is a player, and she is playing since 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And she has just transferred from youth player to women player recently.
Hi, yeah, from 2023, yeah.
Great to have you here. We have Andrea from Romania. She is playing since 2015, and she has lots of national championship titles, open tournaments. She has participated a lot of them. She will be representing more like the players from Romania. If you want to say hi to everyone.
Yeah, hi.
We also have Daniela from Romania. She is like, let's say she is like everything. She is the team manager. She is general secretary. I believe she is also playing a little, and she has she has participated lots of tournaments like the Romanian Darts Festival, European Championship, World Championship. So I think you also have lots of experiences to share.
Yes, thank you very much. I have been playing darts since 2008. So I have a lot of experience in darts.
Great. We are looking forward to hear you. We have from Turkey, we have Setio. She is playing since 2005, so for a long time, we can say. And she also has lots of experience and titles, so we will be interesting to hear what you have to say.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Good to have you here.
Yeah.
And also from Turkey, we have Senor, if I'm not mistaken. She is acting as player and also team manager. And she knows a lot about difficulties, and I believe she has some solutions as well ready to share with us.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Great to have you. All right. I just wanted to explain the situation of women dart in European countries more like, because we are representing European countries here. I believe the biggest, let's say, difference between men darts and women darts is the number of players. I think that is the biggest difference when you take a first look, and that causes a lot of other issues. So we will just touch those one by one. And the idea here is for me to raise some questions, to have some thought starters. And I have divided the questions into topics. So first, I'm going to have questions for players mainly. But of course, if anyone has any idea to anything to share, then just raise your hand, and then I will give you the word. So let me first raise the first question, and I hope your players will have something to just share. So I'd like to ask you to think back on the time when you started to play darts. So when you first started to play it, and could you share what your challenges were you faced as a woman darts player? and I'm gonna translate it into Hungarian now. Gondoljatok vissza arra az időre, amikor elkezdtetek játszani, és hogy milyen nehézségeket tapasztaltatok akkoriban, amikor elkezdtetek. So if there is anyone who wants to just share a story about their experiences, I would be happy to hear.
Yeah. Okay, so when I started in 2012, the sentence "you lost to a woman" was very loud. And we, of course, worked with that, and we, what we did is that we took the top players and talked to the top players so they could be a role model. If you hear that sentence, please kill it. But that was definitely a sentence that was heard a lot. So that was one difficulty.
And you're saying it is changing these days.
Oh, here in Iceland, yes, it has changed, because if we hear it, us women, we don't say that anymore. So
Great to hear that. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else who would like to share from the early ages? No, maybe then we can go to the next one. Is there anything you noticed that was improved during your career? And in Hungarian, van-e valami, ami a karriered során úgy érzed, hogy javult az évek során? Yes, Daniela?
I believe that in the last 10 years, things changed to the better, especially when the young stars, female stars, appeared on the darting scene. Women are start to be perceived differently. Sure, we cannot compete with men constantly, but there were occasions when women were better than men, and that attitude towards women changed because of that, because people realized all of a sudden that women are not as bad as they thought they are.
And
And women, if they practice and if they put a lot of work into it, they can compete with men and have some victories too.
And if I'm not mistaken, you're more likely referred to the big ladies, like, I mean, the very famous lady players, right? Like
Yes, that's when things started to
Yeah.
change. And
Yeah.
that automatically transferred into the national championship when women got the courage to be more aggressive, to face men without being ashamed that they are not playing so well. So they are trying to improve themselves. Basically, I think that was the trigger moment when women darts changed. Because before it was just like Ingeborg said, it was a shame for a man to lose from a woman. And that discourages you because it puts you down when you achieve something that you're proud of.
I see. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I believe we can say that it is the case. It is changing. There is a different attitude now, and I do hope it will continue in the future as well. That will be great to see. The next question is if there is something you think would be helpful for a woman or for a woman who just starts to play darts. So if you have any advice to a player who just starting her career, if there is one sentence, advice, anything you want to or you would like to say. Yes, Nadia?
So I would just say, like, keep your head up and like practice, practice, practice. And just that to remember that anyone can win anyone. Yeah.
That is very strong. Thank you so much. And I truly agree with you. I mean, if you practice enough and if you just start to win, then more wins will come. You just don't stop and then you will be much better.
Exactly. And you never know, like,
maybe the other player is just having a bad day and you just win them. But you,
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Andrea, yes.
I would also say that you need to have the courage to participate in as many tournaments as you can, even though you are not playing well. So just don't wait for the moment that you are playing with a, I have no idea, 60 average to start participating. Like your level will improve so much just by participating constantly.
So more yeah, confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cecil, yes.
Yeah, I agree with that idea. And to enhance that, I will say winning is not the only thing. Having fun is also important. There are lots of men losing, so women can lose. I mean, winning is not the primary, it shouldn't be the primary target or objective. Having fun and working to be better and better. So, I mean, women, when more women enter the tournaments, it will be more fun, I guess. So I'll just want to add that.
Thank you so much. I truly agree with you. I mean, it is like that. Andrea, yes.
I wanted to say that a good advice that I wish I knew back then would be to take your win as a win. Like, don't be sad if you won but you played very bad, because still a win is a win, and it was a psychological moment to moved on from. So yeah.
Yeah, winning is winning, whatever happens. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Anyone else who wants to share any idea on that? Yes.
I think darts is a different sports that you can join in any time of your life, whatever age you are or wherever you are, you can join digitally nowadays, and also going to some community areas. So go and join to your community, enhance the area that you join. I participated 12 years ago, and there were some limitations for women that they were giving us handicaps. They call it like that, and they are saying you can start from 401 instead of 501, or you can get these ticks to the scoreboard that you played and you won this, and you go on from that point. But we regret this. We said, no, we don't need them. We are powerful as you are. We can win or we can lose, but we have fun in the way that we are here. And also we will progress in this way. So in Istanbul, for example, we said no to this, and we started at 501 as the same with the men, and getting progressing well, I think.
Yeah, and it helped a lot not to have the advantage. Yes.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah. All right, let's move to the next question. Could you maybe share an example when you remember you overcome a difficulty you have faced? So there was an obstacle, and then you remember you could turn it upside, and then you could make your winning, or you could just get over it quickly, if you remember something like that from your career. Yes.
I'm gonna tell you my secret, and the secret is the power pose. When you do like Superwoman, if you feel bad and feel like nothing is going your way, just stand there. You throw your 3 darts, go back, and you stand like this while the other one is throwing. It gives your body power.
And that is what we call mental coaching, and
Yeah.
that is part of it. And you are so right that if you're just not playing very well at that very moment, you still can do something to improve and to overcome it, and then to, stabilize your play and then get better and better step by step. I totally agree. Anything else? Yes.
I like the advice. Thank you for that, and I will use it for sure. And my secret is that forget about the ones you lost. I mean, just look forward. I mean, keep your head up. Try to enjoy it. I mean, if there is a chance that you missed 3 darts, then there is a chance to hit 3 more, and look forward. That's the key, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Daniela, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I think that the biggest obstacle that we all have is mental. We succeed to block ourselves, and it's very hard to educate yourself to go further, because if you throw 3 bad darts, most of women players are so focused about those 3 darts that they cannot focus further for the better ones. So I think that's the worst obstacle in a woman's playing career.
I agree. Yes. Yes, Nadia.
So, like how Daniela was talking, when you think about the men are more like, if I tell Ingeborg, like, oh no, you're such a bad player, like, I'm distracting him. But with us, I think it's more like we just like self-destruct. Like, we are destroying our confidence without, like, it's just like not our dart. And yeah.
Yeah, and
know.
you believe it's different for the men, right? When
Yeah.
with
Like,
these men,
we think differently. Like, we're thinking like, oh no, I'm such bad at this. Like, why did I do that? Why didn't I hit this? I like it's more like we destroy ourselves, but I think with the men they more destroy the other person. Like, oh no, you didn't hit that. And I
yeah,
think
maybe we should build defense like women.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can add something there as a psychologist, since it's my profession, concerning the power pose, there have actually been very interesting studies that if you, for example, do a power pose before a job interview, so they did an experiment there, and there was a control group who didn't do the power pose, and then there was a control group who did the power pose before going into a job interview. And the people who did the power pose before going into the job interview were more likely to succeed in the interview. So it does show in the studies. So I think it's very, very interesting to read up on that. And yeah, I just wanted to add that.
That's a very, very good addition. I mean, it's always good to hear what we can do to improve, and also good to hear what works for others, so we can learn from those.
And in addition,
anything else, just share, please.
Yeah, what I think is so interesting is that I can talk about a few studies that just come to mind now. There are also studies that show that if you are confronted with stereotypes, the stereotype alone will affect your performance. So, for example, they did tests where, certain cultures and cultural backgrounds are just associated because of stereotypes with good performances, that you say, okay, people, for example, again, I don't want to put out the stereotypes. It's just, some studies have shown that people often think that people from Asia are good at maths, or for example, that boys are better at maths than girls. And if you are confronted with these stereotypes before going into a test, it actually affects your performance. So I get this, that many girls, and just as the colleagues from Iceland said, if you feel, okay, I'm a girl and I'm a worse player than a guy just because I'm a girl, it can affect your performance. And it's very interesting. It shows in milliseconds. It shows in reaction times. It doesn't only show in performances and final scores, but it shows in reaction times. And I think you're the experts here when it comes to playing. So I don't want to step on your expertise, but I do believe that reaction times and minute movements in the dart can have vast impact. So this is just something I can contribute from the from the scientific side here.
Many thanks for sharing that. It is really good to hear. Thank you. I have one more question, which is a little bit interesting, and I think we have already touched some part of it. The question is, have you ever experienced any advantage being a woman dart player? And I believe we've heard something like we don't start from 501, but we start from 401. And I did also experience something like that in my career, but I think Andrea has something to say.
Yes, actually, at an international tournament in Lithuania, I think at the warm-up tournament, if you had a woman in your team, it was a double. So if you had a woman in your team, you would get a 50 points advantage on her first throw if she was throwing first. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have any, I mean, what were your feelings? I mean, did you enjoy that? Did you like it?
I was very happy because my first throw was 180, so I threw 230. So yeah.
Wow.
It was very interesting.
Wow,
Yeah, but
I've never heard something like that before.
it was just the coincidence of that, but it is not nice, you know. I didn't feel good. I felt like frustrated, but this happens every time because the thing with you starts from 401 and I start from 501 is still present. Not so much, but it's still present. So
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that is a good thing or a bad thing though, because sometimes if you get an advantage, that already tells you that you are worse than the other.
yeah, it's like
Weaker than the
somebody
other. Yeah,
telling you from the very beginning you're not good enough, and you
right. Yeah, yeah. Ingeborg, you wanted to say something because I
Yeah,
think Andrea
we
has
just
proven. Yeah.
we just agree with this. It's not an advantage. It's putting you down. So please, if any country is doing that, stop it.
I totally agree. Some more?
In a tournament which is held for 3 years, that women to women they are racing, competing, and I this year I offered 50 points for the newbies, just the newbies, because there is so much level differences between the players, and the ones in our country, mostly women, afraid of counting the numbers. So when you play 501, it's very difficult for them to enter or compete with the others. And this can be a positive thing regarding to the gender differences. Instead of this, women to women, sometimes just for making positive changes, we offered it. I said, let's offer it. And if they say yes to it, they can get it. But if they do not want to, it's okay for everyone. But the ones who has a level away from their beginning times, they cannot get it. So maybe this one is more normal for
more
just
democratic.
starting,
Yeah.
for just starting, for feeling the fun of it. And they can compete that, oh, maybe I can win against her or something else can be taught by them. But not always, never ever.
Ingeborg, yeah.
Yeah, it is a good idea if it's for newbies, for new players. But I've been to, I think it was Latvia also, where I went to a tournament and I got 50 points and I was like, why? So for newbies, that's good if it's not gender split. So yeah.
I agree, yeah. The next part of the questions will be more for supporters or team managers, less for the players. But if you have something to share, I mean, players, you are welcome to say. So the next question is, what differences have you experienced when working with men and women players? Is there any difference when you have a men team or a women team? Daniela?
It's a very big difference, especially in competitions where the team events are in, like the World Cup, Europe Cup. There's a very big difference because men have the, I don't know, the easiness of playing without having too much to think about, while women are very analytical, and what they do most of the time, they put themselves down. Especially when you are in a group with one or two very good teams, even before the game starts, they start thinking about how good the others are. Oh, and maybe we are not good enough. Plus, there's also a very, very emotional part in a women's team.
Which is true.
While men are more relaxed, they just go, they play, and that's it. Uh, Women, as I said, before the game, sometimes they need a little encouragement. They need a pep talk. They need someone to reassure them that they are good enough to do that and they can do it if they focus, if they work as a team. From my experience, the hardest part was to have four women working as a team. They are individuals, absolutely, and they are reluctant to give away that individuality and work as a team. It's a strange question. It's a strange situation because women generally are trying to stick together, but when they play darts, they have this inside this feeling that they are everybody wants to win, and everybody is angry when someone else loses. Well, that's it. Someone loses, someone wins. Sometimes a winner is someone that you never expected to be because she was strong enough to go over that particular game, and others who are favorites to win, they cannot make themselves win that game. So it's a very delicate balance being a women's team manager. As I said, with men, it's very simple. They listen to the team manager, they do whatever they can. With women, doesn't work exactly like that. It's a little more difficult.
Yes,
And you
I
have
agree
to
with
take
you.
into consideration everybody's nature, everybody's temper, everybody's doubts, everybody's strength. So it's delicate. It's difficult.
I totally agree with you. And I have to say that there are other questions as well. Then you're working with men teams or men players and women players. I think one of them is that for the long term, you might not be able to count on women because they might have children, they might have some other tasks to do. And even if they are good players, their life can change. And why a man has a baby, he still can play. I mean, it only affects him for a very short amount of time, and for the women, it is much, much different. So for a team manager, this could be something which is a factor to consider.
This is part of the fact that we do not have so many women players because there are a lot of them who start to play darts, some of them extremely talented, some of them who can make a name in darts, but once they start having a family, it is very difficult for them to manage their playing career and the family responsibilities that women have, even though we should share them, but it doesn't happen. There are very seldom cases when a woman who wants to pursue a career in darts finds support in the family that allows her to go further.
Yes, and
When you have
don't forget your thoughts, because this is actually a topic which I want to touch in the second session, which
yes,
is up now. before we start the second session, I'm asking Buddy whether you want to keep listening to us or whether we just say goodbye, because we don't really have questions for you. So if you want to leave, I'm okay with that.
Well, thank you. I actually do have to leave in a couple of seconds. I'm actually still at work. It's still the afternoon here.
Yeah, and because of the time difference, I thought.
Yeah. But I really want to thank you for inviting me, and it's been very interesting. I'll be coming back to watch in the future, and any questions you have for me, just please feel free. You know where to find me, Echo.
Yes, I do. And
Uh-huh.
if anyone wants to reach out to you, I can direct
Yeah.
them. So,
Mhm. Absolutely. Well, thank you all.
Thank you for
Okay.
being here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Bye.
listening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And so let's start with the second session, because this session I thought is more like a question for everyone. So these are questions for all of you. So anyone free to just signal, and I give you the word. The first question is really resonating with Daniela's last answer, and the question is like, was there a case when you had to choose between your family and your career? Please share your story. If there was a case when you had to make a decision whether to play darts or whether to have your duties in your family. And I believe you don't want to share, but because I just wanted to say that she has a story, but she is not ready to share now. But if anyone else wants to share that, I would be happy to hear. Yes.
Yes. I mean, same old story. I gave birth and I left my team, and I couldn't come back. I still play, but just for fun. I left playing. We have 501 and a cricket in Turkey. We have two leagues. 501 is kind of competitive, and the other one is like just for fun and socialization. I prefer the second one because still I can have only one night per week. So it is impossible to compete in that situation. So you choose your family and your job.
And this leads us to the next question very quickly, because the next question is, have you ever felt like you have less time to practice just because you are a female player as opposed to a man player?
I can just
believe this is a big question.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's for sure. Actually, my husband is a dart player. Actually, we met at darts. He was my team captain, and he may be the my best achievement in darts. We're still together. He plays like more competitive compared to me, and yeah, I have less time. But I mean, the case in Turkey is maybe a little different from yours. We have lots of obligations here besides family. So I mean, we need to work. We need to take care of our families and so on and so forth. So yes, if you're a female, you have less time for darts and other hobbies.
I agree, but I think I can agree with the other part as well, that we all have to work. We all have to take care of the household. We all have to practice as well. Or just tell me if I'm not right, but I believe this is like in every country represented here.
Yeah, sure. I just misstate my opinion. You are correct.
Yes.
Maybe I will add something like this. In a more conservative social area, you may have less time to go to a sports which is played in pubs. This may be this is sometimes threat, but it may be an opportunity for women like me.
Is it then? Can I ask a question? Because I believe in Turkey, you more like have your dart places in pubs, right?
Yes.
So most of the dart places are in pubs. Is it the same in all of the countries? Can you just give me a quick overview?
Yes, it's the same with us too. They are in pubs.
Yep.
Ingiber?
In Iceland, we have clubs, not pubs. Well, of course, it is at the pubs, but we practice at clubs. Like,
Oh.
yeah, so no, not the pubs.
Are
Which
the
is-
clubs open during daytime, or do you open your clubs at night?
So we often have like, it's usually between like 6:30, like during the evening. Yeah.
Okay.
But like sometimes I know
On
in some
Wednesdays.
places.
On Wednesdays, we have the kids earlier.
Yeah.
So it depends on the club.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
Oh,
all.
that's nice.
And if the people want to have a tournament during the day, they can just ask the club and the club will open.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
And sometimes they just open like, oh yeah, we're open from 2 to something during the weekend or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What about the others? Any other opinion? Yes.
In Turkey, there are some sports clubs for darts, but the clubs is mostly for the youth or the kids. So when you become adult after high school, you don't have any opportunity to meet the darts, and after some ages, not age after 20, for example. Maybe sometimes you can meet the club at the university, yes, but at our times, there wasn't any university club for that. And we can have no possibility to meet the dots in the daytime as an adult. So if we have the chance to find out the darts as a sport or as a social game and pubs, if you meet it, so we can go on if we want to. But in Turkey, there's a limitation about this because we cannot have any opportunity for that. Federation finds it more as more sports like thing, and the restriction about this is the pubs are you can drink alcohol, and it's restricted for the people under 18. We arrange some events on darts, but not directly as sports like that. So it is differing like that. The pubs are the same, I think, with the European countries and the US, but we have more kinds of cricket games and other games than the other countries. Maybe they have just 20 to 15 and Bulls American cricket, but we have so many kinds of things, and we arrange a community like that. The difficulty for the women is about the not just about arranging a spare time, but also going out at night times. And also, if you have a time in the daytime, but you don't meet any of darts events, so you cannot know that there's something or a pub which you can go and play darts. So maybe we have to make it more official and reachable. Access possibilities should be more to make it more played in Turkey.
Andy. Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Anyone else who wants to share any idea on this question, or should I move to the next one? I believe I can move. I have the next question. Have you ever experienced any typical women health issue during your career? So anything I would say health issue, what is like somebody who is a man will not experience. And I mean like having a period or giving birth to a baby or any other issues. And did you feel like you have a disadvantage because of that? Yes, Daniela?
Well, at my age, it's the Uh, other is not the period, but it's also the flushes and all those mixed feelings and the headaches, the nervousness, lack of empathy sometimes to the others, because when menopause is installed, you have a lot of things change in your life. So this is one of the things that I faced, and I'm sure that others are going through other feelings, but it is terrible to have a darts competition when you have one of those phases. The worst part is the fact that you cannot focus. This is it takes you completely off. No matter what you do, you try, you are aware, you're focusing, but still it doesn't work. So it's very frustrating. It frustrates like nothing else. When you are aware, you know what it is, and there is nothing you can do to stop it.
I agree with that. And I think we do have another story about carrying a baby, which is not, which hasn't happened with Nora, but maybe you want to share in Hungarian and then I can translate.
Nem kell lefordítsd, de majd azt, amit mondok, azt igen. Szóval igen, én nagyon szerettem terhesen dárcozni, de tudok olyan magyar dárcos lányról, aki viszont nem tudott, mert nagyon, nagyon szenvedett közben, nagyon rosszul esett neki. Úgyhogy ezt is embere válogatja nyilván. Én a szerencsések közé tartozom, én mindig tudtam dárcozni, terhesen is, a ciklusaim alatt is. Menopauza alatt valóban nehezebb sokkal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So she just shared her experience that she is the lucky one because she has 3 kids and she had never had any problem during pregnancy, but she knows a player who couldn't even throw the darts because of the balance change. When you have a baby growing in your belly, your balance and everything, the stance change. And then she didn't have, I mean, she couldn't adjust. So there was a problem with that, but she can also share that menopause is seems like a bigger problem than period or carrying a baby, but it is, as you said, it is really up to the people or the person itself, whether it's bad for you or whether you enjoy being that state. But if anyone else wants to share any experience, yes.
Sorry. I have this story. I was pregnant. I was kind of like, it was like 7 months, and I have this big belly. I didn't have any balance problem, but one of the ladies complained about, and she said that, okay, I couldn't concentrate because you're pregnant and you're here. You're not supposed to be here. I mean, is the baby okay there? I can't compete with you because she has kind of like sympathy with the baby, and she was unhappy for the baby, but I was okay. And I said that, don't worry about me and the baby. We are okay. I'm having fun for the last months, and let me throw darts. Do your job, just throw it. But I mean, it was like I feel the pressure. So
yeah, it was a bad feeling for you.
Many people may think that pregnant women shouldn't play darts, but I mean, if you don't have any health issues, it isn't a problem. And as a old lady, menopause is like, yeah, it's a bigger issue, and I don't know what to do with it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. That is a very, very interesting story. I haven't heard anything like that before, but thank you for sharing. Okay, let's move to the next question. What do you think And this is a big question, I believe. What do you think the mental difference is to be a woman player? And we already mentioned self-confidence, I believe, or touched the surface. Yes, Tommy, do you want to say something?
Én úgy gondolom, hogy a különbség egyébként abban is rejlik, hogy amikor egy férfi odáll a táblához, akkor tud csak egy dologra fókuszálni. Én úgy gondolom, hogy a nőknek a gondolata sokszor szertágazóbb ennél. Tehát itt most gondolok a magánéleti problémákra, az egészségügyi problémákra, amit sokszor nehéz, vagy nem is tud egy női játékos kizárni. Valamint szerintem a nők sokkal jobban túl tudják gondolni a dolgokat, mint a férfiak, ami gyengébb játékhoz is vezethet. Tehát, hogy azért a férfiak nagy többsége odáll a táblához, és nem gondolkozik, csak dob. De ehhez hozzátartozik egyébként még pluszban az is, hogy a férfiak sokkal agresszívebben tudnak odállni a táblához, ami lehet egy tudatos dolog, hogy mondjuk az ellenfélre való hatás, meg ösztönös is, ami szerintem a nőknél kevésbé van jelen, és ez nem csak a dartsra vonatkozik, hanem szerintem más sportágakban is így van.
Köszi. So what she said is that she believes men can focus more onto one thing, while women are more like women are thinking about many things at the same time. I mean, many different things at the same time, and even problems at home or other things not related to darts, and that or overthinking on problems that could lead to for women to lose focus or to lose even the match, because we are like different by nature. So like women, we are built in a different way, let's call it this way. And she also mentioned that men are more aggressive, whether on purpose, whether just by nature, but they are more aggressive, which can lead to a better performance, while ladies are less aggressive, which can be a signal of like weakness, or a result can be, less positive because of that. Yes, Daniela?
I think that we women think too much. We have an analytical mind, and we have compartments with a lot of things going in our lives. And because of the way we're built, we just cannot let go. Every woman player who has children at home, even though they are with husband or babysitter, there is no way they cannot think that something can go wrong at home with a kid. While men, when they're out of the house, they're out of the house, and that's it.
Yes.
So I think this is one of the things that keeps us, well, let's say a little further back than men, because that's exactly how it is. You are concerned about what's your schedule for tomorrow. You have to take the kid to practice or to school and in your mind, even and inadvertently, it just goes in your mind. You don't want to, but it's there. It's just like a little dwarf in your head that keeps pushing buttons and saying, did I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that? So it's not helping you focus. That's my opinion.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Maybe Agnes, because you are an expert. Do you want to say something? All right.
I'm always struggling a little bit with the power. Well, I'm not that big of a fan when it comes to gender differences, but of course there are I feel so bad about talking about them, because I feel like we putting them forward by talking about them. So it's very interesting for me to hear about your experiences with this nowadays. But of course there are some studies, and when it comes to gender differences, there are numerous studies that say, okay, female, like women have better verbal intelligence, or guys have better logic, or are better with numbers than girls. And actually, the only stable difference that have been found across studies is actually when it comes to spatial intelligence. So when it comes to, well, I think it's also an important skill when it comes to darts, a spatial intelligence. And so not special, but SPATIAL. So I think that's very interesting. And maybe this could also have something to do with it. But of course, there are also gender differences when it comes to emotional intelligence, handling emotions. But I always try to be very careful with that and talk less and listen more. So this is what I like to do, because if I talk about it, I feel like I'm putting something forward with that. And that is the last thing that I personally would like to do. But this doesn't mean that, because I come from the scientific side, and I'm just so excited to hear all your personal stories. But if I may, I would actually have a question for the players, if I just may ask that. Have you ever had the experience that you were like, people were surprised that you were into darts as a girl or as a woman, because it's rather a masculine sport, again with the stereotypes, so that you kind of had to justify that you like darts? Because this is something that I experienced, because I do work a lot in darts or with players, and I always feel like I have to justify that a little bit and say, yeah, darts, I know I am a girl or I am a woman, but yes, I chose darts. So what are your experiences with that? I'd be very curious to know.
I do have, actually, I can share, because I have to tell a little story for that, for you to understand. Because in Hungarian, darts, when we say darts and when we say dance, it's very similar, because we say tánc. And often they hear you are dancing, because it's like tánc and it's like darts, and I have to correct, and then everyone is like, what? So they are really surprised, because it's not like a common thing to do so.
We have the same experience, because in Romanian is darts and dance. Therefore, it's so easy. Every time somebody asks, do you have a hobby? And I say darts, they say, oh, dance. No, 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 no. It's darts. It's that little thing with a target that you throw little arrows into it. And they're like, oh, that one. Oh, you have to hit the bullseye all the time. And that's about the knowledge of darts in many areas. We are an emerging nation in darts, therefore the popularity starts growing, but it's not exponential. So it's interesting. The question was interesting, because that's what we face all the time, and everybody is a little bit uncertain about how to treat you when they hear you are playing darts, and especially as a woman, and especially in a pub. And some people are taking it the good way, some people are taking it the bad way, but
Yes. Yes, and thank you for the question, Agnes. It was really good. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for your answers. I just wanted to know how it is in different countries. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Andrea, you wanted to say something, right?
No, I wanted to say the same thing with the dance and darts. I wanted to say the exact same thing.
Okay, Samu.
It was the second year, I think, or the third year that I started darts, and there was a league player. We matched in the same game, and before starting the game, he said to me that if you win me, madam, I will quit this sports. And I said, let's play. Let's take a look at our play. And then I beat him. I won the game. But it was a regular game for me. I just started and played. But when he said this to me, and when I win it, and I was very proud of myself that because I beat the mentality that is taught to me. And when I told this to my friends, men or women, they said, what kind of a thinking is that? So not everyone is the same, but some of the men takes it as an ego. And if you beat them, it's a very bad thing for them because the women beat them. So we have to manage so many things except darts in the sport. Maybe in the world, the same thing we have. But in general, I was in at the beginning. I was thinking that there's so much voice over my head because I'm hearing everything. So I started to think that this is my challenge. I have to get rid of this. So I have to focus on that and learn to play in every place. So there was another challenge after, but I do not know if it's the gender issue or not. If this fits to men also, I don't know. But I think we are hearing so many voices than the men because we are not focusing on everything or the darts game, just the darts game. Also at the menstrual times, women also for a little bit losing the concentration, I think. Everything depends on what you concentrate. So this is making a difference, I think. And thanks for the good question, Agnes.
Thank you for your answer, and yeah, thanks, Agnes, again.
You.
I just have a few questions left for you. So we are, I don't know, a couple of like maximum 10 minutes till the end. And thanks for all your participation. So the next one is there any differences dart organizations or people who organize tournaments make about women tournaments as opposed to men or mixture tournaments? Do you feel any difference when there is a tournament for women or when there is a tournament for men or mixed tournament? Yes?
I believe that the very beginning, when the federation started to, Romanian Darts Federation started to organize tournaments, the part of the women's tournament was not exactly treated the same way as the men's tournament. But we kind of stick together, and finally, few years ago, we have the same treatment for men and women when they organize the tournaments. Of course, the prize money is different, but that's something that goes everywhere. But in the rest, we have absolutely the same organization and with men tournaments. So we overcome that one.
Thank you, Daniela. Ingeborg?
Yeah, here in Iceland, we don't have the difference in prize money anymore. Like it changed it about maybe 6-7 years ago. So the women get the same as the men today. What we wanted to say was the live feeds. Like the men are always live, and the women less live.
Yeah. So like maybe the guys are playing like all of the time on the live, and then the girls get the final in the live. But yeah,
we think it will help if women see more women live to get more women to play.
Yeah, that's a very good feedback. Thank you so much, and I agree with that. I mean, if there is more focus on women players, there will be more women players. So it's like controversial.
Yeah, and it's something we could do. Like we could ourselves just have web cameras and a computer and just start live streaming.
Yeah, we can organize it ourselves as well. Yeah, it's up to us women to work for ourselves. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyone else who wants to add to this topic? Okay, then let's move to the next one. What improvements would you make to increase the number of women players? What do you think could help? Like anything like change the start times or have higher prize money or more tournaments maybe? Yes, Andrea?
Maybe I would make the tournaments like a regional tournament, not having all the women go every month or consistently to another city that is very far. So losing at least 2 days so they can be close to home, and maybe make a system like to play in regions and then meet the first, how many every country decides, or the federations meet at the final tournament where you can decide uh, national team and national champion, or whatever each federation has.
I see. Yes. Yes. Who was first? I don't know.
May I?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
I also play tennis, and inspiring from tennis, actually doubles are real fun. Mixed doubles are also real fun, and I advise the tournament organizers to make more mixed doubles and double tournaments. I mean, we think that we have to separate man and women, or we the other option is to put them into the same bucket. But I mean, there is another option: play together. I mean, and though it's a individual sports, it can be a team sport as well. So, I mean, we can arrange more doubles, more mixed doubles. We can play together, and I'm sure this will increase the number of women. Then those women who plays doubles may just prefer to play as an individual as well. So it may be an encouraging organization. So this is my advice.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Yes, Nadia was first. Yes.
Just like to like increase like competitions only for women. Like maybe like we could hold like a big competition just for the women, and men can just have another day or something like that. So
Not like a side event, but more like focus on women.
yeah,
Yes.
no, like I was playing in Latvia. It was very fun, but like the girls were just put in a like a small room somewhere on the other side, and the men had like this big room and the live stream and everything. But I would like to increase the women in the sport, to like have like just a big competition just for the women. So yeah.
And I think Nora, you had a comment to this one as well. I remember what you said, so I can tell. You said that the more women would play, the better women players' level of play would be. Which means if we would have more tournaments, more games, more real plays, like not just practicing, but tournaments, then the level of women's play would grow significantly, because that is what happens with men, because when they start to play, they play in a much bigger pool. They have more players to play against. They have more matches to play, and that's why they improve more. And that's what you just said, that it would help us as well, women players, to improve. I think Ingeborg, you wanted to say something. Yes.
Yeah, we have a big tournament in Iceland that is every other month, I think, where everybody can play according to their average. And last year, 2 years ago, there was a separate woman that you can play a women's tournament, and then men's or mixed, you could choose. Last year, the women's separate one was taken out because of us. We all decided to play in the men's, so everybody mixed together. This year, it started again, having the women separate, and I could feel the difference. I missed playing only the girls, the women together last year. So I think, of course, we can play the men, but we also need to nurture ourselves and play against each other to be more ready to play in the big games against other women. It's different mental playing against the women than the men.
Thank you. I'm just making notes, but anyway, I will just summarize everything what I hear, ideas and things. But thank you, that was a good one. Daniela, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, basically, I agree with everybody what they said. We should have this kind of tournament that will attract people. But it's a vicious circle. You cannot have tournaments if you don't have the funds for the tournament. And having funds, meaning that you have a certain level of play, that you attract sponsors who can help you put it together. Sure, you can have friendly games, and that's something that everybody can organize. But if you want to have an organized tournament, that costs money. And if you don't have the money, everything else is just wishful thinking. Of course, we want to play doubles. Of course, we want to play mixed doubles. Of course, we want to play a lot of games. However, if we go to a tournament, let's say for our national championship, we always have a warm up the day before, right? Well, not everybody is willing to travel a day in advance. And traveling for 2 days, it's already a cost that it is involved. And sometimes you can afford it, sometimes you cannot afford it. Because as Andrea put it out earlier, tournaments, right now we have this regional ranking system, which is a far better solution than what we had before. Because before you had to make the tour to all tournaments. As Neil Duff said during his interview in Bucharest, to make the tour for 1 year is about 30 to 35,000 euros, which automatically stops the women from doing that. Women are having difficulties in finding sponsor to help them with the tour. So of course we want to do that. But what we need to do, I think, is to fight ourselves and increase our level by practicing so that we can show that we are good enough, and we can have mixed tournaments that will help women's game, absolutely. But the problem still remains that there are not that many women approaching darts for various reasons. And one of them, unfortunately, is money.
I agree with that, but also I think if women have no time to practice or play that much, if we give them more opportunity to play, that little time they have will be fragmented more. So I think we need to find a solution which leads to all the players to be able to participate, and not just regional, depending on the country itself, or depending on the needs. If it is a big country like yours, Romania, it is a huge country. It is very costly to travel. In Hungary, we have more like centralized travel. It's not that cheap, but it's not that expensive either. So for us, it works better to have everyone at the same place. And I think each and every country probably has to find the best solution to give more opportunity to women, to give a higher level, or to allow them to play on a higher level and to enjoy. And in order to do that, they need to hear your voice. I think that is more important, to say what you need to say. If you don't like the current way, to change the experience like Iceland did, to change like 1 year to the other, to see what works and what doesn't work. And I think that is a big conclusion, to just say what you think would work, and then try out different things and experience, and just do it. I do have one last question.
Can I add first? Can I add?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Like we play in clubs here, so but just have women's nights to get the new women in, whether experienced players, host a women's night, just to get the new ones in, to feel welcome, and to just, I think that's a very good way to start. And our clubs are, most of them are good at having regular women's nights, and one has one each week. So yeah, that would be.
That's again a very good idea. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly sum up, but I think it's the best if I just ask you to tell whether there is anything you would tell to other women players. So if there is an advice, there is something as a conclusion, or I don't know, just two good words to the other women players, that would be really, really nice. And also, I just wanted to say, if you have something that, I mean, there is an idea just came up to your mind and you just didn't have the chance to share, or you just realize after we finished the call that you still have something to share, then please do so. We do have an email address. It is Digidarts 2024 at gmail.com. It's very easy to remember. Just share your thoughts, share the video. We will just upload the video onto the social, and then you can share with other players. We try to make subtitles. But before we say goodbye, I would be happy to hear any good words you want to share with other ladies. Yes, Daniela?
What I will tell them, if you like darts and if you want to play, go for it. Don't let anything stop you, and because darts is a really, really good game. It's fun. It helps you think. It helps you control your emotion with the other members of your family and the people around you. And also, it helps your analytical mind make combination, make tactics, and you may have a different approach in life. If you like to play darts and you're serious about it, just go for it.
Thank you, Daniela. Thank you. That's a very good one. Anyone else? Yes, Sanu?
So many people are looking for a mindful moment. And I believe that when you come to the offline, you have that moment and you have a chance to throw your dust that is at your hand, not the one that you threw and not the one the next time you will throw. And I think this is the best moment in my life for 12 years. And also, whatever happens in darts, whatever progress you have, you can see see it as a mirror in your daily life or in your life. The concentration, as Daniela said, and also the strategy and the making up decisions in a quick way, or sometimes in a way that you're a fox. So it changes your mind also as a competitive way. And I think there should be more women mind in the sports. We have to make them courage to join the darts community. And I would offer something, but I couldn't have a word. There's a problem in our country that we said before. If you have children, you cannot go and join to the darts sessions, but maybe we can offer to the federation of us that they can have some courses or clubs like Iceland, and also these can match to the children's timings the same time for the parents, doubles, pairs, or separately, and they can join also with their kids to the darts life. Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you. That
everything.
sounds like a very good idea. So maybe your words will be heard. Hopefully. Thank you. Anyone else who wants to say something? Yes, Ingeborg?
I have a fun way because she was talking about you're thinking about the first dart that you're gonna throw and the last one. I have a fun way of thinking about it. Like you have the past and you have the future and the past. And if you have 1 foot in the future and 1 foot in the past, you're peeing on the present. Now you will all remember this.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And the message is do not pee
Not
during
pee
a
on the
dart
present.
tournament.
Stay in the present.
That's a good one. Anyone else? Any good words to other women? Any message to women? If not, then I think any topic you feel we missed, just please feel free to share it via the email address. We would be grateful to hear. And a huge thanks to all of you to have, I don't know, this 1.5 hours from your precious time to share with us and to share all of your thoughts. It was really a good one. I do hope you enjoyed the talk and you enjoyed the webinar, and I do hope we will have the chance to meet with you all. Thank you, lady. Daniela?
Thank you very much. Firstly, thank you very much for putting this together. And as a suggestion, I suggest that we should have this not necessarily live on our Digidarts channel, but meetings with players from the countries we know. Just put our minds together and have a brainstorming session. And then maybe we can come up with ideas that we can implement everywhere. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel every time we want to do a change in our Dart system. And our experience together makes more than everybody else's. So we should do that more often and talk freely about everything that is going on. And I think that we will all learn from that and we will achieve more in women's darts if we put our minds together and work together.
I agree. Totally, yes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
For your time.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Nice evening.
Bye.